With the team's worst performance at the Azerbaijan Grand Prix now behind us, where I DNF'd, we can now start to focus on a couple of good races as we head into the major parts of the European season. Welcome to round 5 of the F1 2018 Career Mode series, and today is the Spanish Grand Prix. My favourite track of the F1 season, a track with high speed corners, long straights and low speed traction zones. A track that's usually known for high tyre wear and pretty intense racing. And knowing the AI in this game, this race should be nothing but absolute chaotic carnage. So let's do this. We've had a good start to the season. Let's continue that momentum.
Good afternoon from a very familiar setting. It's race day here in Spain, and with everything still to play for in the championship battle, there's no room for mistakes in a Grand Prix that's well known for creating them. It's a sellout crowd of 140,000 here today as we await lights out for the 730-metre sprint down to turn 1 of this 2.9-mile racetrack. Overtaking is challenging through these 16 corners, but there's still a lot of high-speed excitement to be found, including the flat-out turn 3 and the terrifying blind right of turn 9. Anthony Davidson is here with me today. Together we'll be taking you through all the action of this Spanish Grand Prix. It can be hard for the cars to follow each other closely here due to the dirty air coming off the car in front. So perhaps we're looking at a more strategic Grand Prix, Ant. What do you think on that? We're almost ready to go then, and this is what the starting grid looks like for today's race. Sebastian Vettel has a clear track ahead of him today. He starts in pole position, and it's Lewis Hamilton alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Bottas, Ricciardo, Max Verstappen, Thomas, Grosjean, Magnussen, Raikkonen. They've taken a grid penalty, and Fernando Alonso.
Right, let's be patient going into turn 1. We want to be in a good position for the rest of the race. Good luck.
I managed to have my best qualifying session of the entire season so far. I qualified P6 and my teammate actually qualified P7. And it looks like regardless we're going to be doing either a 2-stop or a 3-stop. And of course around this track doing less stops is the best option. So I'm going to go for a 2-stop, but a safety car is never far away, so we've got to be ready if a safety car does happen. And plus, knowing the AI, we've got to have good tyre wear, but also we've got to maintain a good pace so we can save our tyres but yet go at a speed where we can defend from the aggressive AI, but also, you know, maybe attack them as well as we head into some of the high-speed corners. Right now I'm just messing around with some of the pit stop stints. I'm trying to see if I can get away with a different tyre, maybe go on double softs, or maybe a double supers and then a soft, but it doesn't look like it's going to allow me. And plus also, I'm changing the fuel laps since it was 3 laps too high, so I decided to change that to at least 1.5 laps. So anyway, we're getting ready for the 5 red lights for the Spanish Grand Prix. Lights out, away we go. Another wheel spinny start from us right there. Verstappen ahead of us as that's Grosjean who's mugged us off. Kimi Raikkonen, as you saw in the qualifying intro, he had a grid penalty. As we go diving towards turn 1, the 2 Red Bulls make a little bit of contact there as we head in towards uphill in towards turn 2, and now the long turn 3, and Verstappen is ahead of us in Ricciardo. I believe that's Lewis Hamilton in the lead so far as we now are starting to head in towards the second sector. We've actually held our position right there, which is nice to see, and we've got Verstappen all over us. Well, Verstappen's actually ahead of us as we start to head in towards the second sector. So Verstappen is ahead of us with Ricciardo ahead of him, and behind him is Grosjean as we're all over Max Verstappen. As you can see, he's slow coming out of that second sector as we now head in towards the hairpin. Do we have enough speed to overtake him? And no, we don't. So now we're going to wait on the end of lap 1, on the beginning of lap 2. using Rich Mix and the overtake ERS, and this should be an easy move. We switch from left to right and we go down the inside of turn 1, and that is P5 in our position. So not a bad start to the Spanish Grand Prix. You might remember on F1 2017, this is where we first scored our points on Sauber. We scored our first points with Sauber, so this is a good track for us, and we can have the potential to get a high position, even get a podium if we're lucky. But now it's lap 5 and Kimi Raikkonen is coming down our inside, and to be honest, there's nothing I can do. That Ferrari is way too quick, way too powerful, way too fast, and it's just in a completely different league of our own. Now coming on to the end of lap 5 on the beginning of lap 6, as we are going to have our first of 2 pit stops, and it looks like we're going to go on for the soft tyres. So as you can see, Raikkonen goes first and then we're going to follow behind, so we're going to stop for the box, and it's the soft tyres, and we've been held there by the Haas, and we've just been jumped by the Ferrari. But if we wasn't held up by the Haas, we could have legitimately overtaken Kimi Raikkonen in the pit stops. But let's be honest right here, right now, he probably would have overtaken us, since that Ferrari is way quick and way powerful compared to our Renault. Our Renault is still in development cycle of this part of the season. So now it's lap 8, we're starting to enter the second sector, and I think Lewis Hamilton has a problem. I think he's got a piece of front wing that's missing, I'm not really sure. Raikkonen has overtaken Hamilton as we head up the hill in towards the fast right-hander, and it looks like Hamilton does have a problem. We're absolutely all over him. He goes a little bit wide, we make contact, and we get a warning right there. Oh, we're going to go around the outside. He looks up massively, does Lewis Hamilton, and no, he keeps the position, but he has to go on the inside line. We go around the outside, it turns to the inside line, and that is that. We've got more history with Lewis Hamilton around this track. If you remember the F1 2017 career mode, where we held Hamilton up and we got 9th place. Now, same position, and now that's Marcus Ericsson in the Sauber. We're going to go around the outside of Marcus Ericsson. Obviously, that Sauber, no disrespect, is not even in our league when it comes to chassis and downforce wise, maybe engine wise, but not chassis and downforce. And that's Stroll, and that's the Mercedes, I think. No, it's the Ferrari of Sebastian Vettel, and they've made contact onto lap 11, and the safety car has been deployed. I think someone stopped on the middle of the track or corner, and the safety car came out, so we're in P9 and we're looking to get Raikkonen's P8. But as the safety car comes in for the restart of the Spanish Grand Prix, Raikkonen has got ahead of us and Hamilton is right behind us, so I think we're going to use the Rich Mix setting as Hamilton tries to go down the inside, but to no good. And now Raikkonen's getting held up there, but I think that's a Sauber of Charles Leclerc, I believe. Me and Hamilton make contact. Hamilton goes wide, while Hamilton forced us to go wide as we dive down the inside of Kimi Raikkonen for P8. And now ahead of us is Daniel Ricciardo, and it looks like that is the Sauber of Charles Leclerc. And then just ahead of him is Brendan Hartley. So I don't know if they made their pit stops during the safety car period or before the safety car period, but looks like their strategies have really paid off for them so far. So now as we go up the hill towards the fast right-hander in towards the hairpin, and it looks like Ricciardo's shaping a move on Charles Leclerc. Does he go down the inside? A bit of contact there between Leclerc and Ricciardo. We try to go around the outside, but that is to no avail, and I think Ricciardo has wing damage of his own. I'm not really sure, I can't really tell. But anyway, coming in towards the tight and twisty third sector, this is where our car really shines when it comes to downforce and aerodynamic power. And as you can see, both Leclerc and Hartley go into the pits, so both of them didn't make their stops before or during the safety car periods. They stayed out, but now on the start finish straight, we're going to do the switchback, are we? Yes, we are. We're going to go on the inside the same way we overtook Max Verstappen. We overtake the Honey Badger Daniel Ricciardo, and that is P3 now. We are technically on the podium here in Spain. Can we keep it up though? And this is lap 29. I think we made a second stop there. We made a second stop for our mediums, and we are in P6, so this is a good position.
Safety car.
And the safety car
Overtaking,
has
reduce your
came
pace.
out. Very
Keep it
interesting.
back up,
Another
positive as
safety car
before.
with 4 laps to go. So what we decided to do was we decided to come in and risk it. I think it was Bahrain, the second race of the career mode, where a late safety car came out and we went on to the super soft tyres and we got like more positions than we wanted. We was in P8 at the time and we came in, we was P11 and we was able to finish P6. So now we've got 2 laps to go. We are right behind Sergio Perez. That was a very short safety car stint. I don't know why the safety car was out for that short. Anyway, down the inside of Sergio Perez in the Force India, and now it's the final lap of the race. We're in P10 and look who's ahead of us, our teammate Carlos Sainz. Do we go down the inside of the hairpin? No, we don't. I'm going to try and make sure that Carlos Sainz, a bit of contact right there between us and Carlos Sainz, but as we head in towards this technical sector 3, we lose the back end there a little bit. Can we overtake Carlos Sainz going into the chicane? No, we don't. Can we get a better exit? No, we can't. We're going to have to settle for P10, and this was a case of misjudgment. We shouldn't have made the extra pit stop because we've lost those 4 positions.
You did well today. I think the boss will be happy with that one.
That's a fantastic performance from Ferrari. It hardly looked in doubt. Anthony, what do you think made the difference here?
Without a doubt, the safety car changed everything today. The key to their success was keeping calm and reacting to the situation quickly. Teams in the past throw away wins because they were too hesitant, but here they were decisive, and that's allowed them to take the advantage.
So here they come now, out onto the podium. Wherever you go, anywhere in the world, the prancing horse flags are dominant in the grandstands, and they're out in force again today. It's Ferrari. On the top
Sebastian Vettel wins the Spanish Grand Prix, his 3rd victory of the season, with Bottas and Verstappen on the podium together. Nice to see 3 different constructors, as you can see Arava right there, celebrating that Sebastian Vettel wins in Spain. And here are the full classifications. Sebastian Vettel takes his 3rd victory of the season, with Valtteri Bottas in 2nd, Max Verstappen P3, Lewis Hamilton P4 with Kimi Raikkonen in P5, Roman Grosjean in P6 with Kevin Magnussen in 7th, Alonso in 8th, and it's the 2 Renault boys in 9th and 10th. And yeah, the point streak continues. Well, it did continue, but after Baku, it's nice to be back on the point scoring positions. Thanks for watching. Make sure to leave a like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye. Here's the interviews.
Amazing performance out there. You must be really happy.
That was a close finish. How are things between the 2 of you?
Things are great. The competition is pushing us both.
It was more like dodgems than Formula 1 today, wasn't it?
Those were friendly nudges.
Great. Well, that's everything.